About a medical mystery some scientists are calling the new AIDS of the Americas. The name of the illness is Chagas disease. You can treat it, but you cannot cure it. It can be fatal, and researchers say it's spreading now at an alarming rate.
The alarming headlines. A frightening, mysterious disease
caused by a small insect. The journal compared it to the new HIV, AIDS. It's called Chagas disease, and there are 300,000 known infections here in the U.S.
You get it from this tiny parasite, carried by a 1-inch-long bug. All too often, there's no sign you've been infected. For decades, it can lie dormant in your body, until suddenly destroying your heart.
What happens is these blood-sucking insects actually send a parasite into your blood, right? And it releases the parasite, and then it makes its way to your heart where it can actually multiply. It's called a kissing bug. It stays dormant for years, and then it shows up as heart disease, potentially a heart attack. As many as 8 million people have Chagas.
They are stopping traffic and driving people from their homes, building hives in the walls. We're talking about bees gone wild. So what is behind this surge of bees?
A story of biblical proportions is playing out in a rural town in central California. A massive swarm of locusts has invaded the town of Harrow.
They have come by the millions.
At least 5 million of them.
It is leveling the crops since those critters can eat up to their own body weight just every couple of days.
We have never seen an infestation like this.
Scientists say this is pretty rare.
New Mexico has the first confirmed case of the plague in the country. An environmental investigation will now take place. Plague is usually transmitted by fleas, but it can also be transmitted through direct contact with animals that are infected.
The nation's top disease detectives are searching tonight for the cause of a mysterious and deadly new outbreak of E. coli.
Here's what we know. Those cases have been detected across 4 states now. It's believed all of the victims have been sickened by the same strain of E. coli. Not all strains are dangerous, but this one is. It carries what's called the 0145 genetic fingerprint, one that produces a deadly toxin.
These cases are all linked, and that would suggest that there was a common source somewhere along the way. We just don't know where.
falls fast and hard across Dallas, alarming home and car owners. The hail covering so much of the ground in Lakewood, it looked like it snowed in the middle of June.
It was horrible. It was like being bombed or something. It went for at least 20 minutes. It just pummeled. It was unbelievable. And the rain, there was so much rain. It was like being in a disaster movie.
It sounded like the house was exploding. You can look at the roof and see if it's 1,000 explosions.
But check out this fog coming off the greens here. It's just almost, it's an eerie look. It's very eerie. It's Halloween-esque, except it's in the middle of the daylight. You can see the cart going through there. You can barely see that golf cart working its way down the path through all this fog that's generated by this hail that's up to an inch thick.
Hundreds of cars have broken windows. The Lakewood Theater's marquee damaged.
And shoppers at North Park Center were shocked as hail broke through the skylights and fell onto the mall floor.
Baseball-sized hail pummeled the skylights at North Park Center. Shoppers inside.
Surfers in North Lawn near Melbourne captured the phenomenon on camera and filming what they described as foam tunnels.
It's been a sleepless night for many Victorians after the state was shaken by its biggest earthquake in 109 years. The 5.3 magnitude quake hit near Moe, but was felt across Melbourne and as far north as the New South Wales border. There have been dozens.
Victorians heard the rumble build, felt their homes and businesses shake, and watched as their possessions crashed to the floor. Geoscience Australia says it's the third largest recorded quake in Victoria's history. The quake was followed by 60 aftershocks. Experts say more tremors are likely.
But it is expected there'll be literally hundreds over the next couple of weeks, and there is the potential for another big one. And you've got to say that given the power of the earthquake and also the extent of its impact, and we're having reports it's been felt as far away as Flinders Island.
Brisbane residents woke to a winter whiteout this morning. Thick fog blanketed much of the city for several hours.
The Pea sunrise was a spectacular sight as fog swept across the city towards Ipswich and Archerfield this morning.
Residents of the Chinese metropolis of Wuhan were advised to stay indoors on Monday after a thick haze blanketed the city of 9 million people. Described by residents as opaque with yellowish and greenish tinges, the fog descended suddenly in the morning, prompting people to rush to put on face masks. In 31 years in Wuhan, I have never known anything like it.
A health particulate warning was actually just issued a little while ago from the Arizona Department of
An air quality alert has been issued for all of Western New York except for Allegheny County.
So it's got a lot of people talking. What is this? Is it smog? Is it smoke? But there's also an ozone health watch in effect today.
And in addition, the state DEC has issued an air quality alert for all of Western New York beginning at 11 o'clock.
Was this unexpected?
It was a real curveball because, as you well know, that normally a southwest to northeast wind direction throughout the year, and this one was a very strange meteorological occurrence.
Today is June the 6th, June the 7th rather, it's a Thursday, 2012. That's Seal, and this is a really unusual cloud formation coming over the area here from the north. It's just, I don't know what is coming in here in terms of a storm front.
Look at that.
Pretty ominous looking, isn't it?
Right over the lake, isn't it? Oh, and look at there's light. Did you see that? It's probably some PG&E light.
صارت دائرية؟ لا صارت عترش